We're going to eat nothing but gelato for the next 24 hours.
Why? Because it's going to be really hot here in Florence today, just like it has been most of the summer.
We asked a bunch of Italians what they do to stay cool, and a lot of them said eat gelato. So we thought, why not try it?
So nothing but gelato for us for the next 24 hours. At least one gelato an hour until the gelaterias close tonight at around 11.
Our goal is to make it through the day without getting sick of gelato.
We're just sick. And along the way, let's find the best gelato in Florence. Andiamo.
So it's almost 11 o'clock and it's already hot. So watch out. We're on our way to our first gelateria, and we'll get started with our either our pleasure or our ordeal for today.
Might be an ordeal, but I'm looking forward to the first one at least. It's going to get up to 98 degrees today, so I think we picked the right day for our gelato challenge. It's just opened, it's just after 11, and there's already a line forming outside of our first gelateria. We're here at Perché No, which means why not? And we'll see what we think of their gelato. Una coppetta piccola di pistacchio, solo.
Number one. I got two flavors. One of them is honey sesame, which is special here, and it's really good. And the other one is mint, and it's also surprisingly good. And you'll notice it's not green colored.
So I'm pacing myself since I've got a lot of gelato left to eat today. I started with a very small cup of pistachio. That is really good. Very creamy and delicious. And notice, it's not bright green, which is one sign of an authentic gelato. So I am a pistachio addict. So what I'm going to do is, every place we go, I'm going to order pistachio. And that way I can give an apples to apples comparison of how they all rate versus each other.
To give you an idea how hot it is, mine was starting to melt really fast, and it's only 11 in the morning. My goal is to have a different flavor if I can, a special flavor of each gelato every time. And we'll see how far I can go with that. Gelato number 2 at 12 o'clock. This is at La Strega Nocciola, which is the hazelnut witch. It's near the Duomo, so it's usually very touristy, but we're not going to hold that against it. So we'll go in and see how good this is. It's written up as to be a very good gelateria. Buongiorno. Qual è il gusto preferito in questa gelateria? Buontalenti. Cos'è questo?
Una crema fiorentina con
Sì,
uovo, panna
sì.
e mascarpone.
Ok, una piccola coppetta per me.
C'è altro gusto buono?
È tutto buono qua.
Tutto buono.
Pistacchio è fantastico.
Ok. Ok, per me una coppetta di pistacchio.
Oh, mi piace, è molto particolare in un senso questo gusto, sì?
My second pistachio of the day. It's really creamy. There are little pieces of pistachio nut in the gelato. The flavor is more intense than the last one I had.
On the way to our next gelateria, we came by the trattoria Sergio Gozzi that we've eaten in before, and I would love to be able to go there for lunch today. But it certainly would break the rules, but it's a nice little place, often not a lot of tourists in it, and worth the stop if you're here.
It's kind of a hole in the wall, and if you really want authentic Italian food, this is a great place to go. I believe it's only open for lunch. So when we were in the last gelateria, La Strega Nocciola, the guy behind the counter told us that the flavor that I had ordered, Buontalenti, is named after the guy who invented gelato. So we did a little research and we found out that gelato's been around in some form or fashion since the days of Cleopatra in Egypt, although it was more like sorbet in those days. But Buontalenti, who lived during the Renaissance and was an architect, artist, engineer, he is credited with inventing the modern version of gelato here in Florence. So that is why Florence is the capital of gelato. And that's the scoop on gelato's history.
It's definitely the scoop. Buongiorno! Quali gusti sono i migliori?
Allora, crema fiorentina,
Sì?
crema gelato,
Prendo un cono, 2 gusti di rose mint, crema fiorentina. Okay.
Per me, pistacchio e cocco.
So it's 1 o'clock. What's wrong with having another gelato? This is from the Gelateria My Sugar, which has gotten a lot of great reviews in publications in the New York Times and some other places and written up. I got a couple of their special flavors after asking the woman inside. One of them is a latte fiorentina, which I assume is like fiore latte, a special kind of cream. And the other one, the pink one, is rose and mint, which I'm really looking forward to giving a try.
It's dripping.
It's dripping.
It's hot out and it's dripping.
It's good. It does have an interesting flavor that you might call rose, though I don't really know what rose tastes like.
So I got my old standby pistachio, but I also got coconut. And as much as I like pistachio, I must say that coconut is a nice change. I might have to have different flavors today, or I'm going to hate pistachio when this day is done.
You don't want to ruin your pistachio.
No, I don't.
Yourself. We're on our way to our next gelateria, which is a bit away from the tourist area, which is pretty nice. And we just came across this nice lake and park. This is the Giardino della Fortezza, or the Garden of the Fort.
We just got to the Gelateria dei Medici, and we actually had to walk about 15 minutes from the middle of the action in Florence. So we are kind of off the beaten path. And it was a hot walk, so I'm hoping that this gelato lives up to its name, and I hope it was worth the walk. This is fancy. They have an interesting approach, don't they? Like they don't put one in and then another one.
No.
Well, they don't use a scooper either.
No, they don't.
Spatula, spade.
Sì, cannella e fiori di arancia.
Fig and almond, and pistachio, of course.
Perfetto, grazie.
Grazie.
I got cinnamon and fior di arancia, which is arancia is orange. I haven't tried that one yet, but it's sort of a basic cream with an orange flavor. But the cinnamon one's really interesting. I haven't had cinnamon ice cream since I was a kid, and I really liked it then, so I wanted to get it here to see how good it is.
I'm kind of becoming a convert to mixing two flavors, which I've never been before. I've always been a one flavor girl, but the fig and almond is quite fresh, or quite refreshing. And pistachio, as always, is great. How is this one comparing to the ones we've had before?
I'd say more subtle flavor and less dense.
So after that hot 15-minute walk, I have to say that the gelato really did cool me off. So I think we're achieving our goal of staying cool.
People often ask us about gelato versus ice cream. Are they the same or are they different?
After all, if you look at an Italian-English dictionary, gelato will translate to ice cream, and ice cream will translate to gelato. But there are some important differences.
First, gelato has a lower fat content than ice cream.
Second of all, the production process is different. Gelato is churned at a slower rate than ice cream, which introduces less air into the final product. And what that means is that ice cream has a fluffier texture, while gelato has a denser and silkier texture.
Third, gelato is stored and served at a warmer temperature than ice cream. And what that means is the flavors are able to come through more clearly because they're not deadened by the cold.
So you'd better eat it fast.
But if it's good gelato, you want to eat it fast.
So we're at the GROM Gelateria. It's right near the Duomo. And the interesting thing about this company is it's actually a chain with stores all over Italy and actually one in France, I believe. And this is unlike all the other gelaterias in Florence. They may have 2 or 3 shops, but they're not outside of Florence like GROM.
Oh.
So we'll see if the fact that it's a chain makes any difference to the actual gelato. All their gelatos are gluten-free, so let's go in and see what we think of the boy. That's the Nutella one-ish.
Thank you.
Grazie.
This one, the one that was supposed to be like Nutella, is mostly just chocolate with a little bit of hazelnut in it. But I'm not really getting the specific Nutella flavor. It's the right ingredients, but not that sort of flavor.
Is it good?
It's good. Chocolate is the flavor you get.
Oh, all right.
But I'm losing the battle here.
Right here. Over here.
I think the texture of this gelato is really good, and since it's been a long time, almost an hour since I had a gelato, it is making me feel fuller.
Okay, we're at the Gelateria Badian, which has apparently been here since 1932. And apparently they have all the classic flavors, but they also have some interesting in-season combinations. So I'm looking forward to trying that. And apparently also they have an upstairs area where you can sit that's air conditioned. So that seems like a real plus too. E anche
Cucchiai.
Grazie. So we're splitting another cone. This one has mango and passion fruit. And on a hot day, I have to say these fruit flavors are super refreshing. This was a good choice.
Before I told you what I thought of it, I wanted to get out of the sun because it was starting to melt really rapidly. But I agree with Anne. It's really nice to have this fruit flavor here late in the afternoon or mid-afternoon.
One Talente flavor that we had at a gelateria earlier today is this one's signature flavor. And so we probably should have had it, but it just felt like fruit was more the thing after all these hours of eating gelato in the hot sun.
This was the most frenetic place that we've been in so far.
Crazy.
I'm not quite sure why. It's just sort of the way they run it. Not particularly crowded. The line was not long, but it just seemed a little less efficient, less customer service oriented, even in a town like this.
Yeah. So we're at Vivoli, which apparently is one of the oldest gelaterias in Florence. It dates from 1929, and the 4th generation of the family is running it. And it's known for its old-fashioned kind of classic flavors of gelato. So we'll see what they have. I understand the persimmon is quite good though.
We're at Vivoli Gelateria, and what's special about this, or a little unusual, is that they don't offer their gelato in cones, only in cups. Because they think the flavor of the cone interferes with the flavor of the gelato. And I have a fig and a peach. And I've snuck a bite of both of those, and they're really good, particularly the fig. It's something I would come back for.
So I got my old standby pistachio, but I also got apricot and rosemary, which is a very unusual but very interesting flavor. You can definitely taste the rosemary in here. And the pistachio is divine. Super creamy. What do you think?
I agree. I think this is among the best that we've had.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling kind of sick. Oh, not sure I can do this.
We'll make it. We'll make it.
I'm feeling a little barfy right now.
Here it's grapefruit with rose, which is a different flavor for me. And it does have a grapefruity taste. I'm not necessarily getting a lot of rose because that's a flavor you don't normally expect. And then passion fruit, which I had earlier today, and I liked the other one better. This is, again, was a good flavor, but not quite as good as the one I had earlier.
I have a tiny cone, or not, a tiny cup of ricotta cheese and fig flavor. And you definitely taste both the ricotta and the fig. I would say it's good, but because of the ricotta, it's maybe a little too heavy for a hot day. You're doing a good job finishing your ice cream cone.
Well done.
Nice job.
Number 8.
One of the very best things about coming to Italy is eating gelato, especially in the summertime. So don't make the mistake of eating bad gelato. There are literally dozens of gelaterias around a big city like Florence or Rome. So how do you know which is the good one and which is the bad one? Well, the bad gelato is usually brightly colored and piled high, and it's very enticing. But the fact of the matter is, those bright colors are made from artificial flavors and colors, and the fact that it's piled high means it has thickening agents and emulsifiers and preservatives and other artificial ingredients. Instead, look for gelato in more muted, natural colors. And also, the gelato should be stored so it is not higher than the sides of the container. Even better is storing it in containers with lids to keep it at the right temperature. Because real gelato would melt quickly and would never be able to stay piled high like that. So we've eaten at 8 gelaterias, and now we are headed across the bridge to the other side of the river, Oltrarno, for the remaining 4 gelatos of the day.
Oh, hey, we're just right next to the river here on the other side, on the south side. And we just came across this nice little garden, and I looked at the sign and it says it's the Giardino Martin Lutero, or Martin Luther Garden. And there's a little Lutheran church right there.
Yeah, the Lutherans weren't so big in Italy, were they? So it's sort of surprising. So everywhere we walk, we're walking in Florence, everyone is out having aperitivi. It's aperitivo hour, and I'm wondering if we can have an aperitivo, or whether we can only have gelato for the next however many hours.
Interesting question, because lots of times an aperitivo in Italy comes with a few little snacks. You might be able to stretch it if you didn't eat the orange that was in your Negroni, but we're not going to do that. We're going to stay strictly with gelato and water.
All right. We're at the Gelateria della Passera, and interestingly, we stayed about a half a block from here back in January, and I was anxious to try their gelato, but of course it was closed for the winter. So I'm finally getting to try it now.
I recommend almond biscuit and coffee.
Okay.
Good.
Sono d'accordo.
Good. Cup or
Sì,
coffee?
cup.
Sì.
Possiamo raccomandare honey the summer and melon sorbet.
Okay.
Good?
Good.
In a cup is good for you?
Yes, please. Sì, sì.
Grazie mille, signora. Sono 7 euro.
Ciao! The woman that worked in the store here was great, really entertaining, especially for it being the 7 o'clock in the evening. I got a cafe and a hazelnut. The cafe is really strong coffee flavored, and the hazelnut is good. I think both of them are a little bit heavy for my 9th gelato of the day. But I should have gone light with some fruit flavors. I may start doing that now.
Well, we've only got 2 more places. No. 3 more places to go. Oh, it never ends. Well, we're about 2/3 of the way through. I think we're going to make it. We definitely have some favorites, which we will tell you at the end.
She's a little more confident than I am that we're going to make it through it.
I love gelato. La Sorbetteria actually opened its first store in Verona in 1934, but it came to Florence in 2007. And it's an artisanal gelateria, as are many of the ones that we've been to today. But a note about that, anyone can say they're artisanal because there's no standard for that. It's like saying something is keto friendly. Anybody can say it. But this place really is. They use all natural ingredients, and their ingredients and flavors change with the seasons. Una coppetta piccola di menta fresca. Grazie.
Perfetto, grazie. Buona serata.
Buona serata.
We're at La Sorbetteria, and I got two flavors here. I got a lemon with sage, which is an interesting combination, and I've tasted it, and it's very good. And I also got a melon, which is good. There's two light flavors. And you can tell it's good gelato because it was melting immediately when I started to eat it.
It's not even sunny out anymore.
No, it's not. It's 8 o'clock, and it's really good.
So I got menta fresca because I thought it would be light and refreshing, which it is. It's not bad. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. And I'm sort of jealous because Ed got lemon and sage, and that is awesome. So I think I'm going to pitch this and get what he got, or at least the lemon and sage one.
She has actually gone
it's really
back to
good.
get another gelato here at 8 o'clock on our 10th stop because she liked the lemon and sage so much.
Okay, I dumped my menta fresca, and now I have lemon and sage, and it is so good. It's divine. I'm going to eat the whole thing, even though the last thing I need is all this gelato. We're at La Carraia, right on the river, and I don't know about you, but I don't really want another thing of gelato. But this is number 11, so we're almost there. So it's a bit chaotic in this gelateria, and I wouldn't say the people are super friendly in there. Anyway, I felt rushed because I was having trouble seeing the different flavors, so I ordered amarena, black cherry, and I took a bite, and all I could think of was the Luden's cherry cough syrup that my mother used to give me when I was sick as a kid. That's what this tastes like.
I got a lemon, sort of a standard lemon, nothing special about it really. It's got lemon flavor. My big impression of this place is it's chaos. They weren't very nice. Just for that reason, I wouldn't give this one very high marks.
Yeah.
Okay. We're standing outside the Santa Trinita gelateria, which will be our 12th 12 hours. I am a little bit queasy, but we're going to go ahead and finish it. And I think they've got a couple interesting flavors. They're supposed to have a black sesame, which I will try. Otherwise, I'm going to go with some fruit. For my last gelato of the night, I got black sesame, which is an interesting color, and it tastes like sesame seeds. It's just unusual, quite distinctive, and the texture of the gelato is good, and I think it's nice and light and creamy, and it's certainly melting really fast. So I think it's worth a try. Okay.
We did it.
Yeah, our last gelato of the night, we each have one bite left, and now we're going to go back to our hotel.
And die.
Yes. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for, the results of our gelato challenge in Florence.
We went to 12 gelaterias in 12 hours, And honestly, it was a challenge to pick the best one because we started with a list based on our research of all the better gelaterias in Florence.
As it turns out, we like different ones for different reasons, so we put together a list of awards on different categories. The most unusual flavor we came across was a black sesame at the Gelateria Santa Trinita.
So for the fanciest decor, we picked the Gelateria Dei Medici, which also had good gelato, but it was a bit out of the way. For the best pistachio gelato, there was a three-way tie between Perché No, My Sugar, and Dei Medici. And of course, you can't come to a gelateria in Florence without trying one Talenti, which is a signature flavor of Florence that you don't find anywhere else. It was great at two places, Badian and Strega Nocciola.
The best flavors on a hot day were passion fruit at Badian, and then there were two flavors at Vivoli, apricot and fig, and peach and rosemary.
I think we both agreed that the best flavor overall, especially on a hot day, was lemon and sage at Gelateria Artigianale La Sorbetteria.
In the category of the friendliest gelateria, the winner was the Gelateria Della Passera, but there was a close second choice in the Strega Nocciola.
And now we get to our overall favorite gelaterias. And Ed and I have actually written down our votes separately, and I don't know what he picked, and he doesn't know what I picked. We're going to reveal them now. So Ed, what was your runner-up?
My runner-up was a tie between Vivoli and the Gelateria dei Medici. I really like the Gelateria dei Medici, but it's a long walk out there, and that's really what knocked it down a bit. And?
Okay, my runner-up was Gelateria Artigianale La Sorbetteria.
Okay. So
all right.
Now I went first on the first round. You go first this time. What was your
Drum
favorite
roll
gelateria?
For the favorite gelateria. My winner was Vivoli.
And my winner was Gelateria Artigianale La Sorbetteria.
All right.
So we overlapped a little bit between 1 and 2. We chose them in a little bit different order, but we'd say those are the best gelaterias in Florence. If you'd like the results of our research, we put together a PDF that has the names of the gelaterias, their addresses, and our evaluations, everything we've talked about. There's a link in the description where you can download this PDF and then go on your own gelato challenge in Florence and see if you can eat 12 gelatos in 12 hours.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Ciao for now.
Ciao.